Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Moltrap, and I am actually here with Combat EX. Combat, we're going to be doing another dual commentary. It's been a little while here, but Combat's kind of my Stork Bisu partner in a way. We usually do Stork Bisu games a lot because they're both of our favorite players. And so, anyway, here we go. 0. Oh, I just missed the countdown. Actually, I said 0 a little late. So, note to self what I'm thinking later. Anyway. So yeah, this is going to be a really cool matchup. This is the first game of their set in the OSL, and this is the round of 8. This is actually the OSL. Well, actually, I think they're counting the round of 16 as the OSL now. It used to be kind of the intro to the OSL, and they didn't actually count it until the actual round of 8. By the way, we're going to have Bisu in the top left-hand corner. He's in blue, and Stork is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and it looks like he's in either yellow or white or something like that. I'm really looking forward to this match, though, because, you know, these are a couple of my favorite players. I'm especially a fan of Stork. I almost gave up on him, like last season or the season before, when he just, you know, he just given me too many upsets, too many times, but he's been playing really well lately. I have faith. It might be the last time I have faith in him, but I have faith that he could take this OSL. He's been playing well. He's won like 18 of his last 22 games. He's on fire right now. And Bisu, even though he's made it into the OSL, not playing quite as well. He's only been winning like half of his games recently. So, wow, that's a weird picture.
I
don't even know what that picture is, but yeah, Bisu and Stork, definitely my two favorite players. Not only when it comes to Protoss, but like, by the way, Stork going to scout Bisu first. He is going to get the scout in, so that's going to give him a slight advantage just by knowledge. And some people don't think of it as that big an advantage, but it actually is a huge advantage, because then you don't have to play safe and you can spend your minerals in the proper position rather than, or in the proper, you can invest your minerals properly rather than going a little bit safe, which could, and little differences make up what wins StarCraft at basically any level of the game if two players are even skill level. And now Bisu's sending out his scout. Stork, he got the scout in, and Bisu's going to be going the right way also, so they're both, I'm pretty sure, mirror builds. I think, yeah, okay, Bisu went for his assimilator before his pylon, which I don't even think he got a pylon, I'm not really sure. Stork trying to do a matter pylon in Bisu's base. That basically means you put a pylon into a mineral patch, and you basically block that mineral patch from being mined, and it's really better when there's two mineral patches that you cover, but usually there's only one, which I don't know if, I'm pretty sure it's worth it considering the pro gamers do it, but I personally don't like to do it because I need the extra minerals for myself. But anyways, yeah, so both players pretty much playing standard as of now. And I was about to say, yeah, these two, both my favorite players. And there we go. There's the matter pylon, as you can see, blocking a mineral field. It also gets a few probes. So the probes are also going to be stopped. They're going to be disabled from mining. And Stork just scratching his nose there because, you know, it's itchy, but that was totally useless commentary. Anyways, Stork put down his second gateway, and Bisu's still at one gateway, so that's how the build orders are differing so far. Pylon goes down, and Stork's Zealot and Probe come in to kill off Bisu's probes. A little bit of harassment, nothing too big, and Probe and Zealot two hit the other probes. Like, the Zealot can hit its slice 4 times, I guess, that's what you really call it, and then the Probe hits once, and then it can kill a probe in 2 hits in that way. It's hard to explain, but hopefully you guys get it. But anyways, yeah, so one probe dead so far. I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, 2 probes go down. And that was, I guess that was worth it, you know, small things like this really help, and as of now, nothing really too special. You can go on with the rest, because, yeah, pretty much, they're both relatively even. I wouldn't give a decisive advantage to either player at this moment.
Yeah, they're pretty much doing mirror builds at this point, although it looks like Beast was a little bit ahead on forces. I don't know, maybe Stork has some Dragoons around that I didn't see. Let's see if they should go back to his base. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on there with Stork. He's just now putting his robo up. It looks like a little bit sooner than Bisu, and if anything, I would give a little bit of an economic advantage to Stork, because he did get a little bit of a harassment in there. He stopped some mining. He killed a couple probes, 2 probes of Bisu, which which could make a difference at this stage of the game, but not a terrible difference. Okay, there's his goons there. He doesn't have that zealot though, that Bisu does, because he sent his zealot in to do some harassment. Okay, Bisu does have his robo up pretty much the same time also. Stork just a few moments ahead. It looks like Bisu is pushing out to just see if he can do any kind of little harassment or anything like that, and he's probably not going to accomplish a lot with those couple Dragoons, and I think he knows that, but you kind of gotta, at this level, you kind of gotta move out and do something, if nothing else, just to make sure that he hasn't gone for a fast expansion or something like that, just to see what you can do. I mean, because you can always fall back again, and I have no idea how he saw that Dragoon. I was able to fire up there. I could have sworn it was on that ridge. So that was kind of weird. Maybe the Dragoon took a pot shot at his Dragoons. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened there. But Bisu just putting a little bit of pressure on. Stork, though, pretty content to just sit at the top of his ramp, upgrade his goon range, get his observers, go for a pretty safe build, and then probably move out when he gets observers and try and do some harassment of his own.
Yeah, pretty much standard again. Although one thing we both missed, and I missed because I really don't know, but this map, if I'm correct, is Return of the King, although I'm not really sure. You want to correct me there, because I really don't know what this map actually is.
I think it is. Yeah. And we can see actually here's one of the features of the map right there, where there's kind of an expansion behind your base that you can take pretty easily there, especially as Protoss. And then there's a ramp down to your natural there. Okay, that's weird. Why did he pick up the probe? he put the minerals back in on the ground. Okay, that was a little unnecessary, but I guess he's got nothing else to do with the shuttle right now.
Oh yeah, I figured, I'm pretty sure he did that just because he had like not 400 minerals to make the Nexus, so he's like, you know what, let's get the extra 5 minerals, 8 minerals, whatever, how many minerals are on that patch. So, you know, every last mineral matters, as you can see with these pro gamers, so Bisu really exploiting that, and as you can see, yeah, it's just some small, and this shuttle, I'm not sure if I saw a robotics facility go down, so I'm pretty sure it does have a Reaver. Stork setting up his own Reaver, so, and Bisu being smart by going the long way. Sure, it's the long way, but if you think of it, if he just went straight down, he'd be heading straight into Bisu's, he'd be heading straight into Stork's forces, which would not be good, and so he's going around, and I think Stork's going to
he's got goons in the way. He's got goons in the way.
Oh, he is expecting it. Okay, so this is going to be really, it's going to come down to basically pure micro, and Stork's setting up his units to Bisu's base, and I think he's just going to go for a break, because I'm pretty sure he has a shuttle there also. I'm not really sure. This comes down to really, really close micro, and here we go. He's going up the ramp while Bisu's going with his shuttle, and Bisu's shuttle just got speed upgrade in the proper time. And now he avoids those 3 Dragoons, so he's going to get up in the probe line, and it's going to kill a lot of probes, and that shuttle gets dropped, and the Reaver kills off only one. This is critical. It only kills off 1 probe, and that could have right there been the turning point in the game. And now Stork he's trying to break Bisu's ramp, although Bisu has enough forces to defend this off, so I guess it's pretty much even, although again Stork did kill off the Bisu's Reaver without losing too much, so I'd still give an advantage to Stork at this point, although, and Bisu did invest in that speed also, so keep that in mind. That's 200 minerals, 200 gas gone to total waste at this moment. I'm sure he'll use that investment later on. I personally find it a really good investment for later on, although you also want to get some early harassment in. Bisu getting his 3rd gateway up, so he's really going to, and Stork containing him, as you can see, so Bisu's really going to have to use a lot to get out of this contain, because obviously a contain with Reavers right down, under your ramp is going to be really hard to get out with, and Bisu's observer just popping at the right time, and Stork's observer really took him in the ass right there, but no worries. And now I don't know if that's an island or not. Bisu got his Stork got his expansion out, so he's going to have an economic edge for sure, and as of now, yeah, Stork, I'd say, has an advantage here.
Oh, Bisu coming in though in the back with a Reaver, drops it off. I think the Scarab's going to be a dud though. Yeah, Stork taking a definite advantage, getting that expansion going, and some more harassment on this little ledge. But yeah, Stork doing a really good job. I'm really not sure why Stork decided to run up Bisu's ramp with like 3 Dragoons and a Zealot, and he got forced back pretty quickly. Almost lost his shuttle with his Reaver. but luckily for him he didn't. But Bisu just picking off random probes here. He's spending 25 minerals on a Scarab to kill a 50 mineral probe, so I guess it makes sense in that sense. But oh no, a Scarab goes off on both of Bisu's Reavers. Those Reavers are both damaged. If they take another Scarab hit, they'll both go down here, but Bisu does pick them up and get out. And Bisu is, you know, like you said, he invested a lot in the shuttle speed, he's invested a lot in these Reavers, and he hasn't really accomplished anything with it, especially compared to Stork. And so, oh, it looks like the second Reaver didn't actually take a hit from that Scarab, but the first one did. Anyway, so Bisu just trying to accomplish what he can with his Reavers, but not really doing much. Fortunately, though, for him, he does have 2 Reavers here on the front. Stork only has the 1, so he should be able to break out. Targeting the shuttle goes down. The Reaver probably going to go down next. Wow, brilliant breakout by Bisu. Bisu actually taking back the advantage here. He managed to build up those 2 Reavers and the shuttle, and Stork has a Reaver back home, but I don't know if he has a shuttle for it. And in the meantime, yeah, Bisu just completely breaking out. But now Stork has the high ground, though. He sees the Reavers drop out and tries to fall back. Oh, running in, trying to snipe it. No, he's not going to be able to snipe it, so Stork just having to fall back here. I mean, those 2 Reavers, Bisu is not going to let them go down right now. He's really kind of being conservative with them, keeping them in the back, and really that's going to give him a major advantage because they have equal amount of goons here. So now Bisu trying to push in here. Stork bringing in some of his forces that were out in the map, kind of scouting around, trying to reinforce his main door here. He doesn't have a lot to protect his own Reaver here. He's got 2 of his own Reavers. Shuttle goes down. 1 Reaver gets taken out by one of Stork's Reavers. Dragoons and Reavers being completely traded back and forth. And Stork coming out barely ahead with just a few Dragoons, but combined with the force that he has coming in from the rear, kind of pinching in Bisu's forces, Stork now has a huge advantage here. I didn't realize Stork had those Dragoons out in the field, and now basically Bisu only has that 1 Reaver, but critically no expansion. Stork has an entire expansion up over Bisu, and I mean that's probably the reason why he's got all these Dragoons that Bisu doesn't have. And ooh, almost losing another shuttle there. He's gonna have to run his probes. Yeah, Stork has just been on fire lately. He's not gonna lose his probes to something like that. Already running his probes away. Wait, a shot might go off. Oh, 7 kills on that Reaver. So actually accomplishing a little bit, but I think Stork is still too far ahead. What do you think? Is Stork as far ahead as he looks like, or is Bisu coming back?
No, I'm pretty sure Stork has this game, and unless Bisu gets some like hero Scarab shots, there's probably no way for Stork to lose this. And although small things like this, small things like this, might just let Bisu call his way back in the game. That's 200 minerals, 100 gas, totally wasted on Stork's part. Actually, 225 minerals, because I remember one Scarab went off, and that cost 25 minerals. But anyways, and now this shuttle's going to get intercepted, and this is going to be... Does it go down? Oh, it does not go down. See, this is when shuttle speed really comes into play. If that shuttle speed wasn't there, this Reaver, the shuttle wouldn't have gone down. And now, oh, that was pretty close. Both players playing really smart. Bisu running his shuttles the long way. Stork expecting Bisu's going to do that, so he makes his units go the long way. And both players just retaliating to what each other is doing. Although Stork, you're right, he does have the expansion up, and Bisu, like, the longer he takes to get an expansion up, the further he's going to be behind. And I think he's just going to go for an all-in attack, and if this fails, it's going to be over because he's too far behind already. And now the Reavers, 2 Reavers out, and one of them gets sniped, although Stork does have Reavers of his own, and this is going to be pretty much the final battle for Bisu. And as you can see, his goon to goon ratio is like 1 to 2 compared to Stork's. That's what I meant by goon to goon ratio. And now he's just going to go in for another little bit of harassment but yeah, as you can see, he's totally prepared for this. And shuttle goes down, Dud Scarab again, and yep, that's gone, and that kills like 2-3 kills. Now it's gonna go for the Dragoon. It's probably gonna kill the Dragoon also, but now as you can see, yeah, just desperation stuff from Bisu. There's no way he can win this. And there, he says GG, so Bisu's out, and Stork wins this. Yeah, any thoughts about this game, Ultra?
Man, Stork for the win. Stork's been just absolutely on fire lately. And we saw his game against Backhoe where he even came back from being way far behind. And in this game, you know, at one point he had a little bit of a disadvantage when his army got taken out when Bisu broke out. But just coming in like a pro and bringing in reinforcements back in and taking back control of the game. And then, you know, he lost a few probes here and there, but didn't let the game slip away from him or anything like that. He's been playing really well. So make it 19 wins out of his last 23 games. And this is a critical win for Stork, I think, in the mind game of it, too, because the last couple times these players have met, Stork before completely thrashed Bisu in that previous OSL 3-0, but since then, Bisu has beaten him twice, once in the Pro League and once in the STX Masters Cup. So this is an important win for Stork, saying, look, you may have beaten me a couple times in the small scene, but I'm going to own you in the OSL now.
Yeah, personally, I'll be honest, I wanted Bisu to win just because out of them two, Bisu is my favorite player and Stork is my second favorite. Although I knew, like, in my head, like, despite the fact that I wanted Bisu to win, I was pretty sure that Stork was gonna end up winning because as the way Bisu's playing compared to the way Stork's playing, yeah, Stork is definitely on fire, and I do expect him to go really, really far in this OSL. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he won this because, again, like 18, 19 wins out of the last 23, that's amazing, and like, yeah, it's just Stork he's been on fire, and he's probably like the one expected to win the OSL. I don't know because there are lots of other tough players out there, but yeah, it's not over that because game 2. Go on.
I think his if he does beat Bisu, I'm assuming that Best is going to beat Midas and move on. That's, I think, going to be his toughest match, even tougher than whoever he meets in the finals if he gets to the finals, because Best has, at least equal PvP to Stork. He's kind of like the new PvP champion. It used to be that Stork was the main guy that you went to for Protoss versus Protoss, but Best has a ridiculous percentage of, like, 80% PvP or something like that. So that'll be Stork's biggest challenge, I think. And there's a lot of good people that could end up in the final too. So I don't think it's going to be an easy road, but I think Stork is one of the top contenders.
Yeah, that's true, but you can never count Bisu out yet because Game 2 and Game 3, if there is a Game 3, is still going to happen, and maybe Bisu can pull something off, maybe not. We're going to see in the next games to come, and hopefully, I'm still rooting for Bisu, although I'm not disappointed if Stork wins because, again, both them my top 2 players, and we'll see how things pan out later on. I think that's pretty much all. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, just some mistakes each player's made, as far as I know. As much as I can think of, Stork doing the early Manor Pylon, I'm pretty sure that was, that was Bisu doing the early Manor Pylon. Although that was too far back in the game. That was
Stork.
Yeah, Stork doing the early Manor Pylon, so he's gonna get a little bit of an advantage there. Then both players playing pretty much evenly. Honestly, I really can't think of that many mistakes either of them made. Bisu did invest into that shuttle speed, which didn't pay off for him that well. That's probably the one main difference that got Stork a little bit ahead in the game. That also he got the expansion that Bisu didn't. Those are probably the two main mistakes that Bisu made and that Stork exploited. Besides that, I really can't say either player did anything bad. How about you? Do you think either player, either did Stork do anything better to win, or did Bisu just do something that he did not do something that he should have done to lose? What do you think?
I think the key moment that gave Stork the advantage was probably when he was able to pick off Bisu's shuttle with the Reaver. Without the Reaver really accomplishing anything. And, like you had said, there was shuttle speed invested in that. There was, he went for a quick Reaver tech, and all that. So, and that gave Stork the advantage to really move in and kind of put a containment on Bisu. And I was really surprised that the whole game Bisu didn't even try and take an expansion. Usually Bisu's the type of player that as soon as he has any kind of leeway, he's going to take an expansion. But he didn't, and that was, I think, his eventual downfall in the end, was just that he just couldn't keep up with Stork's macro having half the bases. So, yeah, that's pretty much it from us. And, like you said, Bisu could pull something out. If anyone can, it is Bisu in PvP. We've seen him defeat Stork at his height before, so, if Bisu reaches deep down into himself and brings out his A game from last year, then you never know what can happen, but we will see. All right, well, I guess that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for listening.
Peace out.